guy's a scumbag. Calais Ireland. Have we locked up?
Speak up, I can't hear you. Everyone from 147 to 168 pounds. Chris, you're back, and it's good to see you back as well. New promotional team, new trainer for this camp as well. On the promotional team, you've chosen boxer, right?
Why boxer? Because every other promoter out here is a scumbag. Well, that's why. Got Frank Warren behind me, been lying and cheating his way through boxing for the last couple of decades. Sued me for a couple $100,000 a few years ago, so obviously I was never going to go with him. Guy's a scumbag. Calais Ireland. Have we locked up?
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Calais Ireland. Had me locked up in a terrible contract for the last few years, squeezing money out of me at every opportunity. Scumbag. Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith. They did everything they could to try and make this fight against Conor Ben still go ahead.
Scumbag.
Still go ahead.
Why'd you fight Andrew scumbag?
After knowing that they, that he was on steroids. Scumbags. I would say the only promoter that I know for sure isn't a scumbag is His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. This is a man who isn't trying to take money from fighters. He isn't trying to use lawyers and accountants to lock fighters up in slave contracts. He's a man of God, he's a man of religion. That's what's most important to the people of Saudi Arabia. He just wants to put the biggest fights on, the best events on, and pay fighters what they're worth. And as a fighter, it's a blessing to be a fighter at this moment in time, because this is the first time we've ever had a promoter like this in the history of boxing. Ben Shalom's a very cool guy too.
There were wild scenes at the press conference when Chris Eubanks Jr. took it upon himself to explain the disappointment he's had with previous promoters, and Frank Warren did not want him to let the truth out at all. So this is very common amongst boxers in the sports industry. One thing that they do to their disadvantage is that they sign very bad contracts. This actually was popularized during the disputes between Mike Tyson and one of the most well-known promoters in the past, who was Don King. So Don King has been sued several times by several different fighters who say that they've ended up broken penniless because all of their money has been taken by Don King. What Eubanks was talking about is the relationship between fighters and promoters, and the fact that sometimes you can be locked in to a contract that is considered disadvantageous, or one that's not to your liking, whereby the promoter will be reaping the benefit of the hard-earned sweat, toil, and effort of the boxers. And another example of that is Andre Ward. Andre Ward was locked into a contract with Dan Goosen and ended up going to court and couldn't fight for about 2 years or so as a result. So whilst it might be titillating or seemingly entertaining to see Frank Warren and Chris Eubanks going on, it actually shows the underside, the underbelly of the boxing world, and the importance of getting a good lawyer, a very good attorney, if you sign a contract as a boxer, because many don't. There are some, of course, that are astronomically rich and hugely successful, such as Anthony Joshua, but the large proportion of boxers in the industry are barely doing well and not paid very well. They have to be a marquee star. They have to be considered an elite boxer to start making millions. And even when they make millions, a large proportion of that goes to their fight camp, it goes to their corner, manager, and the promoter too. And if the promoter is not on the same page as far as the fights you would like to make as a boxer, or the percentage you would like to give, or even the image rights. The image rights. So that could mean, for example, putting fights on YouTube, selling them, etc. Then you will definitely have a legal dispute going on. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.